Hello dear students and welcome to EduTap. So guys, I hope your preparations are going well and you're on track. So guys, in this session we are going to discuss the strategy for for a great attempt, how to stand out in your descriptive English portion for NABARD Grade A Phase 2 for the year 2021. So without wasting any time, let's begin the session and let's see what different you can do or what you can do differently, right, to score really high in this paper. And this is what you have to practice all along, right? So there will be three questions basically. That's what we are expecting: one essay, one Prescience, one reading comprehension. So I'll just give you some insight into the strategy of your drafting, as well as some tricks to help you solve and draft your answers in the paper, right? So first of all, let's begin with essay writing, guys. Now, the essays asked generally cover topics from agri-economy. So guys, please note it down. Agri-economy, rural sector, socio-economic to political to international relations. So, the topics are usually based under these sections, or maybe current affairs beyond that, right? And also some static topics which we have been facing all our life. So it requires one to have some idea on the topics, as well as a few writing tricks up your sleeve to write a good essay. Obviously guys, unless you know about let's say, if you are given a topic of non-performing assets, and if you have no clue what non-performing assets mean and what does it imply in today's economy, right, it would not be possible for you to write about NPAs. So you must have some information about the topics, as well as a few writing tricks up your sleeve, how to draft. So these are the two important values of this paper. Now, how to prepare for your essay. Now, these are some key points, guys. Know something about everything, right? You don't have to know everything about everything, but that's a very good trick. Know something about everything, something about GDP, something about agri-economy, something about climate change, farm mechanization, green revolution, white revolution, or let's say underemployment, unemployment, illiteracy. So these are very, very common issues that you must know about. So the best way is to know something about everything. See, so if you know something about everything, you would be able to collect, compile, data from here and there, and you'll be able to frame your essay very easily. Now, the topics that are usually asked require some thinking on your part. That is obvious, because you will have to frame essays right there and right then. But you can practice it beforehand. Now, it requires you to know something, at least a slight knowledge about the topics asked. That is a prerequisite, guys. You should have some knowledge on the topics, so that you feel confident while you are writing while you are drafting your answers. Or if you have a base, only then you can construct an apartment. That's a very good example. Unless you have a foundation, you cannot construct a building. Similarly, unless you have a base foundation of some knowledge of the topic, you will not be able to draft an essay. So what you should do beforehand: collect. Now guys, please note it down. Collect facts, data, stats, reports, schemes pertaining to ARD, ESI topics that have been given to you in the fodder material by us. And please read about the burning topics in news, right? Something that has happened recently. So you must be aware of, happenings around you, right? So that is very important. So whatever you read, whatever you come across, remember, try to write down facts, data, statistics, reports, because these are very important aspects of your essay drafting, guys. Now, how to gather info? Now, you can do so only by keeping yourself updated with the recent happenings in your surroundings. Now, read newspapers and magazines. That's a must, guys. You must read newspapers, editorials, and magazines on a day-to-day basis, so that you can stay updated, right? Whatever is happening in the market, whatever is happening around you, that's very important. Let's say if they give you a topic about cryptocurrency, would you be able to write a 400-word essay? Ask yourself this question and prepare accordingly. See, that is a simple question that we need to work upon. Now, in the newspapers, try to read and understand the editorials. Now, the editorials give you not only the info, but also the analysis and presentation skills. So there's so much that you can learn from an editorial. Not just facts, data, statistics, but also what analysis you can provide while you're drafting your essay, and how to present your ideas. The way editor is presenting, you can choose the same path. So these are some very important tricks and tips to practice your essay writing before the exam, guys. Now, coming to the second part, comprehension. How to solve comprehension? That is the most frequently asked question, because there is no such hard and fast rule, but yes, there are some tips that I can share with you. So here it goes, guys. Read the passage carefully. That is obviously very basic, but start reading the passage without looking at the questions first. Now, this is the basic of approaching. You need to read the comprehension very carefully. Now, do not read half and assume the rest in case of lengthy paragraphs. So don't just skip through or skim through the paragraphs. Read it completely. For example, in a NABARD or RBI paper, if certain views are passed on the present banking system, do not make the mistake of reading half the paragraph and assuming the rest. Okay, pakka, that surely the the editor must have written this only. So don't assume anything unless you read it there. What you assume might be very much different than what is expected as an answer. That's very true, guys. So read your passages very carefully. Now, after first read the questions once, so that you get to know what has been asked from you. So after first read the questions once. That is important. The questions will give you the idea from which part of the questions are asked. So if you do not know the exact answer to the question, that you need to read the part of the passage again. So it will make answering the questions easy and help with the time management as well. So after you have given the first read to the comprehension, read the question so that you get to know where you are going to find your answers. And if you are not able to locate, try reading it again. That means you have not understood the passage completely. That is the core of it. Now, in the passage, while reading, you may find a few words in bold, which we saw last year. You were given 4 or 5 questions to give synonyms for. So they had asked you the meanings of those bold words. So you will find a few words bold. Make a note of those words. When you read the questions, you will find questions relating to those words. Either synonyms or antonyms will be asked. So if you do not know the word, read the line again. Now you will understand what the line is trying to convey, and hence there is a possibility that the meaning, if not the exact dictionary meaning, will be clear to you and you will be able to answer its synonym or antonym. So guys, you have to understand the meaning of the word in the context of the passage. That's what it says, that how a word has been used in a particular sense, that is to be found out. For example, I'll give you an example, guys. Now once I remembered there was a word sorry that was given in bold in a passage. So everybody, and the options were I think regret or remorse or apologize, and most of the children chose apologize. But you know what the sentence was? All these sorry states of India have not been able to develop themselves, and sorry here meant backward. So see, guys, so there is always a way of using a word in a context of the sentence. So you must understand what is the context of the sentence in which the word has been used. So you have to find that meaning, not the dictionary meaning of the word. So be careful about that as well. And for drafting your answers, yes, we will discuss it in detail in the further sessions. This is all about tips and tricks. Now coming to your Precis writing, guys, again very important vertical this time, 30 marks. That's what we are expecting out of 100. So let's read about Precis, what Precis is and what can be done here. Now another important and a must in every descriptive paper is to write Precis. An unknown passage will be given. You need to read, understand and write it in your own words, given in the given word limit, usually which is 150 words or 170 words, give or take. So it is basically to shorten a passage without changing the meaning and the essence of the passage. So what you have to do is, guys, now understand this. Precis is not a summary. Precis is something different. Precis is a clear, compact, condensed brief of a passage by exclusion of unimportant text and filtration of key points in the writer's own words. And here writer is you. So basically, guys, whatever you have comprehended after reading the passage, you have to present a short story, right, of whatever you have read in your own sequence, in your own words, but not your own opinions. So there's a difference. You have to rephrase the passage in your own words, right, where you have to eliminate the unimportant text and keep only the important parts, right? So Precis writing is regarded as a very important kind of composition because it develops one's capacity to discriminate between the essential and the non-essential, this which will be required from you in while you're working in your workspace. wherever you in organization in your working, you would be required to do this. So it's a very important skill. It's a very important kind of composition, guys. So you must remember and you must understand how to draft a Prezi. Now, how to go about drafting a Prezi, guys? Plan or outline of the original passage or article. You have to plan or outline the original passage. That this, okay, there are 8 paragraphs, so I have to take about, let's say if I have to write 10 sentences or 12 sentences to finish my Prezi in 150 words. So for 8 paragraphs, 12 sentences, that means somewhat 1 or 2 points from every paragraph. So this is planning or outlining the passage. Then keep the abstract of the passage. So guys, do not take facts and data and numbers and statistics from the passage in a Prezi. Only keep the core element, what has been tried to convey. So basically, if they have said, I'll give you an example, if they have said 1.6 million children die every year due to malnutrition in India, what you should keep is malnutrition, or the number of cases of malnutrition are very high in specifically developing countries like India. So I'm saying the same thing, but not exactly in the words of the author, in my own words, right? So this is what is required. Keep the abstract of the passage, the core, the meaning, what the, the point, what the author is conveying, you have to keep that and eliminate everything else, every specific reference, data, fact, statistics. Got it? Then selection of the most prominent phrases and sentences. Then you have to find that from every paragraph and then compile it. Then compile it by forming a chain of key points of the passage and connect to make an organic whole. It should look like a story. You should know, the reader or the evaluator should not feel a jerk that, okay, the previous sentence was about this, next sentence is about this. Where is the where is the connection? So use conjunctions, although, however, therefore, consequently, subsequently, nonetheless, instead of, despite. So use these words to connect and to make it like an organic whole. And choose an intriguing title and use your own words. Please make sure that you remember that. You have to give a title to the Prezi, short, 4-5 words. And you have to use your own words while drafting a Prezi, guys. Do not copy paste anything from the passage, that would lead to deduction of marks. So these are some important points to stand out in your descriptive English paper. But there are some general tips also that I wanted to share with you. Overall tips for the complete paper. So here they are, guys. So guys, be a good reader first. No, you must have a reading habit to be a good editor. Unless you read, you cannot write. That's a prerequisite for drafting, guys. So be a good reader first. Read the question carefully before you start typing. That is also included in this. Now stick to the word limit. That is very important, because if you exceed or stay below the word limit that has been prescribed, I mean, that will definitely lead to deduction of marks, because in this paper, word limit plays a very important role, guys. So do not forget that. So make sure that you follow all the instructions and type only the required number of words. That's true. Use your imagination while writing. Make sure that you do not make your text boring or repetitive. Use adjectives and adverbs to make your draft impressive, but do not put too many of them. So yes, guys, this paper is about facts, data, statistics, your knowledge. So do not use very fancy English. You don't have to be Shashi Tharoor here, right? I hope you understand what I'm getting at. So, but decent English, but a lot of information. So it has to be intriguing, informative, knowledgeable. That is more important, but at the same point of time, grammatically correct, no mistakes, spelling, typos, or anything of that sort, right? Now, use combination of short and long sentences. That's true. That will keep the reader interested in your writing. So do not always write long sentences or always write short sentences. Keep a mix. That is the best way of drafting sentences, guys. Now, since you will not get much time for planning, you should mark important words in the question to make sure what you do exactly is what is asked. So make sure that you are your answers are relevant to the question. That's what he's trying to convey. So you have shortage of time, so make sure that you keep notes. Write your ideas somewhere on the rough paper that would be given to you. If not, please ask for one, and then put your ideas in logical order that you have to frame. Now always use capital letter for the first word of a sentence and proper nouns. I've seen many students doing this, guys. We run descriptive English batches, and this is a very common mistake that I've seen. But when you are not into a habit of typing, after every full stop, leave a space and then start with a capital letter, and for a proper noun you have to use the capital letter. So many students forget that, I've seen students writing India in small. So I of India should be capital, C of China should be capital, right? P of Pakistan should be capital. So for proper nouns and for the first word, make sure that you remember that you keep the first letter of the word capital after a full stop, right? Then pay attention to punctuations, especially to correct usage of commas and full stop. Punctuation is very important in this paper, guys. It will lead to deduction of marks. Now, once you have finished writing, you must do proofreading, guys. Check for grammatical errors, repetitions, spelling mistakes, or any typos. So that is what we call proofreading. You must proofread your answers before you submit your answer. Got it? And considering the interface that you're going to get, it is very important for you to proofread your answers, guys. And last is avoid colloquialism. Do not use slangs or jargons. Words like yo, gotcha, gonna, wanna. So do not use informal words. This is a very formal type of composition. So informal words, informal slangs do not fly around in this paper, guys. So these were some very important tips and tricks for you to stand out in this paper, and if you start following this will make a huge difference, guys. Once you get into the habit of following these subtle points, you will see that there is a change in my drafting, and gradually it will improve. See, so these lectures are here, these sessions are here to strategize your preparation for this paper, and we want all of you to succeed. So guys, that is it for today. I hope the session was useful and fruitful for you. Do let us know your feedback in the comment section, and don't forget to like and share the session. It might be useful for someone who's in need. And guys, if you have any doubts or any queries regarding our courses or anything else, please feel free to contact us on these contact details that are given on the screen. And guys, before we leave, I would also like to inform you about the Descriptive English Evaluation batch. So this is the second batch that we have launched before NABARD, guys, and it was launched yesterday. And if you have not already enrolled to it, I think this is high time you started doing that, because drafting is something that you do not develop over a short span of time. It needs a lot of time, and in that course we are providing you evaluation along with assessment, along with the feedback. So this is basically you are writing your answers and we are going to give you assessment, what marks, what score you get, and we will give you the feedback that where you went wrong and how to improve it. So that batch is going to be very helpful to develop your drafting skills. See, so that was it for today, and I wish you again all the very best for your endeavors in life, guys. So stay strong, stay motivated, and keep on working hard, guys. So thank you so much, and happy learning to all of you.